How will you be paying for this, sir? Cash, credit, or the American tax dollar? You either die a podcaster or you live long enough to see yourself.
Chris Wray doesn't need a government-funded G5 jet to go to vacation. Maybe we ground that plane. $15,000 every time it takes off.
Ooh, that's a lot.
This is odd.
Go take their money. Chris Wray doesn't need a private jet.
We're not the guys running around on private jets. And somebody maybe in Congress should ask for how many flights on a private jet Director Comey took, or my predecessor Director Wray took, and how many personal trips they took.
Maybe we should look into that, cash or credit. And you know, I'm actually moved by Mr. Hankey here, by his conviction. Well, not any actual convictions, because Trump will just pardon them all, but his conviction to the cause. He doesn't want to fly around on our tax dollars. He just wants to be in there solving crimes. But unfortunately, this is his face. So he needs that plane. He needs that plane to get laid, right?
Post this photo on Sunday of him in his FBI branded hoodie out on a date with his country singer girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins. Now, Wilkins was performing at a Penn State sporting event on Saturday. And if you're wondering how Kash Patel got there to support her, well, public flight logs show he took a taxpayer-funded government jet. Later that night, that same jet flew from Pennsylvania to Nashville, where Patel's girlfriend lives.
And apparently his girlfriend is a country music sensation. Apparently she's the next Reba McEntire. I've never heard of her in my life. You know what she looks like? She doesn't even look like she's real. Remember that movie Lars and the Real Girl? I mean, this dude is a chud, and he's pretty representative of all the incel chuds that I've ever encountered in my life. So are we sure she's not a doll? A special sex doll that we're also paying for? That movie's a little old, but she does kind of look like it, right?
Connection takes practice.
Yeah. And then he just sits there and watches her, right? She's a country music star. I can hear her music. Can't you hear her music? But if she is real, it's not a total loss, because it actually answers a question I've had a long time. And the question is, how much would it actually cost to get this dude laid in real life? And the answer appears to be $60 million in jet rides. So at least we got the answer to one thing. See you in Valhalla, brother. And like every great leader, every great head of the FBI, Kash took to Twitter to cry. He uses a technique every Republican I know, from the president all the way down to my in-laws, use, and that is to just play the victim card. I'm actually the victim in all of this, spending $60 million in taxpayer money. You can criticize me all you want, but going after the doll in my personal life, that is a total disgrace. Attacking her is just wrong. It's cowardly. It jeopardizes our safety. Your safety.
Taking advantage of government perks, like DHS Secretary Kristi Noem,
the only
who spent
one.
more than $172 million on private jets.
Whoa.
Now The Atlantic is reporting that officials like Stephen Miller, Noem, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and others are living in homes meant for generals on military bases. They say it's for security reasons,
safety.
though they already have personal security details, and in the past, those people with those jobs didn't occupy these homes.
I mean, what did he just say? Members of the Trump administration are living on highly guarded military bases. How are we feeling as a country, people? In the street, a military police, a police state. The FBI director is spending $60 million because apparently his super famous girlfriend, whose name I don't even know, doesn't have enough money to fly her ass around, so we're all doing it. And Kristi Noem over here is buying 2 jets, $170 million. So her and Corey Lewandowski can fly around the United States and bang. What is going on? Can we get a pulse check? Is Grandpa still alive? And it's so blatant, even Candace, can I see your junk Owens, has an opinion on it. And the thing is, I don't even know who this superstar is, this country superstar. Is it Reba? Is it Reba McEntire? No, it's Alexis. Her name's Alexis. Alexa, tell me how much I have to pay to bang you. That'll be $60 million, Kash Patel. Candy Owens says, I don't care about Alexis one way or another, but I want to point out that the head of the FBI is tweeting out in defenses of his girlfriend, not a wife, but a girlfriend. We are not a serious nation whatsoever. News update from Candy Owens. Candy Owens, who has been going after Macron's wife because she thinks he's a dude. That's her content, right? Every other episode, she has a new conspiracy theory about what happened to old Charlie. Charlie who? Exactly. I don't know who she's talking about either. That Candy Owens, she comes out and she says, you know what? I don't think we're a serious nation. Kash writes a disgustingly baseless attack against Alexis, who's a true patriot, and a woman I'm proud to call my partner in life, are beyond pathetic. She is a rock-solid conservative and a country music sensation, which is why I have to pay to fly her around the country because she is a sensation. She's done more for this nation than most will do in 10 lifetimes. That's crazy. As aforementioned, never heard of her before today. She's 26, all right? So what did she do in 10 lifetimes? Did she invent penicillin? And then the head of the FBI. This is the head of the FBI. He writes, and to our supposed allies staying silent, your silence is louder than the clickbait haters. Clickbait haters, the head of the FBI. He talks like that 350-pound girl who dropped out of high school 20 years ago, who still thinks she's hot. And she just writes on social media all day. To all the haters, here I am. So while the head of the FBI is running a $60 million Uber for his Spotify-level girlfriend, where's the president? What's he doing? Shouldn't he be reining in, cash or credit?
In 2023 to violating anti-money laundering laws. Right. The government at the time said that CZ had caused significant harm to U.S. national security, essentially by allowing terrorist groups like Hamas to move millions of dollars around. Why did you pardon him?
Okay, are you ready? I don't know who he is. I know he got a 4-month sentence or something like that. And I heard it was a Biden witch hunt.
A Biden witch hunt. I don't know who this guy is who I'm pardoning. I'm sorry. I know you're all desensitized, but the president is supposed to consider, he's supposed to learn about every pardon. I don't know who this is. It was probably an auto pen. This does give me an idea. Hey, Mangione. Hey, Luigi. I got a defense for you, and it might work. They're dumb enough it might work. Just tell Trump that it was all Joe Biden's fault. Joe Biden set him up, and the actual person who did it, the actual person in this video, is Hunter Biden. I think it's just dumb enough to work in this administration. What did Candy Owens say? We are not a serious nation. We are a serious nation, as serious as a heart attack.
I think it's a lot of the rhetoric. Look, they call me a Nazi all the time. I'm not a Nazi. I'm the opposite. I'm somebody that's saving our country.
Opposite.
But they call me Nazi. They have talking points, They have just talking points. And the press is largely responsible for it. The fake news, what they've done, I think one of the greatest terms I've ever come up with is fake news. What they've done
talking points
to our country is very bad. They have to change around. Now, nobody believes the fake news. Nobody believes them. I mean, they've gone, you talk about popularity, you talk about approval. Their approval numbers have gone from like in the 90s to in the teens now.
How's your approval, Donnie? And two things right out the gate. Anyone who has to get on TV and clarify that they are not a Nazi, chances are they've done some Nazi shit. And that's why they have to tell you that they're definitely not a Nazi. The other thing President Kenkel says is that everybody has their talking points. The news has its talking points. And then he goes on to say, you're all fake news. A talking point? He has said at this point for the 873,624th time. Candy Owens writes out a tweet. We are not a serious country. All those people in the red there, their SNAP benefits aren't coming in. You know what they voted for? They voted for Bud Light. That's what they voted for. Well, you're not getting that money. In fact, Trump sent out that grocery stores couldn't even give SNAP benefits discounts on their food. This guy right here, he's spending $60 million, taking country's newest sensation around the country. And you can't even get a discount on your hamburger helper. They are building a new ballroom because they need more ballroom because of the size of the balls they have to just run over you with all these things. And the thing is, 10, 11 years in, you can't claim anymore that you didn't know what was going on. There's been at least 10 people. There's been at least 20 people. There's been at least 1,000 people in that time trying to tell you that the 80-year-old who spent the 80s getting stroked by an illegal immigrant, who spent the 90s getting stroked on Epstein Island, and who will spend these last couple years of his life having a stroke. President Keiko's cried, whined, he shat himself for months over Biden's pardon, saying they were an auto pen, even hung up this pathetic Hall of Fame. And then he goes on this CBS interview that they edited down from 70 minutes to 30 minutes. I thought that was illegal. Does CBS owe some money? Who they pay it to? They'll probably just pay it right back to him. President J.R.R. Stroke in here, Lord of the Butthole Rings, he can't remember pardoning his crypto partner in crime because maybe that's the auto pen. You know who we should get to investigate it? Maybe the head of the FBI. Where is he? Oh, Kash, where are you? Oh, yeah, he's flying his fake girlfriend from his military base house to a place where he's paid the crowd to sit in a theater with tax dollars somewhere in Tennessee. You know? So we can't get him to investigate it. He's too busy trying to get laid for the first time in his life at 40. As the great philosopher Candy Owens once said, we are not a serious nation whatsoever. And you know what? For the first time in her life, I'm going to spend that token because she's 100% correct. She's just aiming at the completely wrong target as usual. The Chud Report. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you like this episode, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends about it. All right? If you've been here a while, you want to support the channel, you want to see more of my face, make sure you become a member. And yeah, that's all I got for you today.